Hello everybody, Glade Trooper here. I'm back for another mob battle, and this time I'm going to be having kind of another one where we're going for a bit of a namesake challenge here. I've got the Twilight Hydra, and I've got the Hydra from Ice and Fire, which I'm kind of thinking of as the Greek, as the Greek Hydra, because it is a lot closer to the classic Greek lore of the Hydra. So I'm thinking of it more as the Greek Hydra. I was going to say Greek fire, but that was something the Greeks used to torch their enemies with, and it was kind of a bit of something that the secret's been lost of, but that's a totally different thing. I often associate Greek fire with the Greeks, obviously, because it was totally something they used to use. So, I was about to say Greek fire, but no, I meant Greek Hydra versus the Twilight Hydra. So there we go. Now, the Twilight Hydra uses a lot of fire, so it should be able to finish off the Greek Hydra, but the Greek Hydra used a lot of poison and other attacks, and again, both of which are multi-headed. In just a moment, I need to sneeze. Okay, I'm back, as I was going to say. Anyhow, there should be a lot of damage being going around, because the Greek Hydra deals a lot of damage, in addition to just using poison. Again, they both get multi-headed after a while, so same classic Hydra trait of whenever you take out a head, if you don't act on it in time, it grows stronger with even more heads. With the Twilight Hydra, that's automatic, but with the Greek Hydra, you can prevent that from happening and do progressive damage on it if you use fire. So, again, it's kind of an interesting matchup, and we'll just see how far along they get with each other. So, and I'm still not sure what causes those particle effects. Whenever some things die, they leave that behind. I'm not entirely sure what's causing that, but maybe eventually I'll figure it out. Anyhow, for now, let's let our contestants come up here. Now, remember that the Twilight Hydra is fairly large. Like, really, really large. So, I do need a pretty good sized arena for it. It's also fairly aggressive these days, although it doesn't really bite things that aren't players. I think that is a very interesting difference. But, yeah. Now, the Greek Hydra is, well, it's a lot smaller. But also a lot more nimble, because unlike the Twilight Hydra, it actually moves around. The Twilight Hydra loves to stay in one place and just turret itself. By the way, because of the hitbox of the Greek Hydra, it has to hit the body with the fire attacks. And you can see extra heads showing up already. And you can see how fast it's trying to regenerate. Wow, explosives right on top of it. That was impressive. Ooh, Twilight Hydra is going for a bombing run while it's just blowing poison in the Twilight Hydra's face. And now it's hitting it in the butt. Like, seriously, well, it's going for the main body. But the main body has a massive amount of damage reduction, so that's not really the best way to handle it. And the Twilight Hydra just completely whiffed with that blast. Giving the Greek Hydra time to get caught up. Of course, the Twilight Hydra has almost like a tail sweep-like thing. Whenever it moves around and hits with the tail, it tends to fling things back. Very much lesser version of Mobzilla's ability, but, you know. At least this is in modern Minecraft. Oh wait, there's the port coming. That's gonna lead to so many possibilities I've been waiting for. Bombing run again. Meanwhile, it is just hammering the heads with those poison blasts. Really fast. Like, it already took out one head. So now the Twilight Hydra has 4 heads. Oh, this one has lost a few heads over time because of the fire. It's down to 2. Quit targeting me and target that. I think another head just showed up. Yep, we're up to 5. Well, at least one knows where he's aiming. The heads kind of multi-target like the Wither, so they can shoot different targets at the same time. So one's targeting me, and one is targeting the actual Hydra. that it's trying to fight. The Greek Hydra over there. Couldn't quite trail him fast enough with that fire blast. Up, it hit. But will it be enough? It's down to one head. Will that finish it? Will that finish it? Well, those mortars just kind of went way past it. Oh, there goes another head on the Twilight Hydra. And the Greek Hydra now has 3 heads. So it's getting caught back up. Wow, it got flung right over to me. Oh, bombing run. And it is on fire. Up. It wasn't still on fire whenever the new head showed up. That's the big determination there. Has to be there at that moment. Okay, did lose one of the extras, though. It's back down to 3. Meanwhile, the Twilight Hydra... Oh, wow, double flamethrower? Ouch. It is severely roasting the Greek Hydra right now. Oh, it's concentrating that blast on it. But will that be enough? Mortars. I think they were aiming those at me. Okay, the Greek Hydra is down, but let's see how the progression went on the Twilight Hydra before then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heads. And it's down by, close to 1/3 of its HP. So it shows that the Greek Hydra is pretty powerful, just still can't take down the Twilight Hydra, which is one of the classic super mobs out there. So it's one of the big bosses. The Twilight Hydra shows it's still a force to be reckoned with, and the Greek Hydra has shown that it can at least hold its own for quite some time. I mean, it took out multiple heads. It really got the... I know that was aimed at me, but to be perfectly fair, I think that was the first time I've seen 2 heads use the mortars at the same time. Usually it has just one doing that while others are blowing flames, or in case of players, trying to bite them. But that's the first time I've seen 2 heads use the mortars simultaneously. Now, the Hydra has, from Twilight Forest, has now proven itself as the victor, and is trying to show it by using me for fireworks. Okay, you just... Okay, I'm gonna have to, like... Wow, this has enough knockback to shove the Twilight Hydra? That's a lot of knockback. I know I designed this thing with a lot of knockback, but seriously? I mean, that's just a ton of knockback. I'm just gonna... Because if you don't do this right, you kind of get this remaining spawner just left behind. So you kind of have to... take down the Twilight Hydra directly. So... I know. It's not exactly fair, but at the same time, it's the only way to handle this. Because if I get peaceful, there'll be a spawner left behind that I'll have to take care of anyhow, so I might as well just finish you off. There you go. Rest in peace, Twilight Hydra. I had to use you for a massive demonstration. But yeah, the Greek Hydra showed itself to be fairly strong, but still will need to have kind of something less than a Twilight Hydra to make it more even, or for that matter to defeat. So I'm going to have to think of some nice intermediate things for it to fight, because apparently the Twilight Hydra was too much for it. So, Twilight Hydra is still the winner. It really has conquered quite a few things. There's been a few things that can take it out, but apparently a single Greek Hydra is not one of them. I'd say you'd probably need at least 2 of them. Maybe more. It'd be like a small clutch of them taking down a Twilight Hydra. So, I can experiment more with numbers another time. Well, you know, I could just go ahead and do that now. How many would it take? Is actually a pretty good question. So, I'm not gonna go to the winner quite yet. I'm gonna actually have more than one of them. Let's try 3, like I was estimating here. And they do come in different colors. Wow, that was incredibly aggressive. Hey, you. Go in there and help your brother. I'm going with 3 for now. Especially because the Twilight Hydra does have multi-targeting. So I'm thinking this is actually probably fair. Trying to get you to get targeted. If one of those heads decides to turret this way, it won't take very long. There we go. Okay, now they're all being counterattacked by Twilight Hydra. So let's see if it can take out 3 of them. Yep, we already lost a head. Ooh, big flamethrower. Mortar barrage. And serious flamethrower. Where's your hitbox? Because I thought that would have hit you. Some of them's getting toasted. Oh, they're fighting each other. Okay, so big group of Hydras is not wise. How many heads do you have? This one's got 7 heads. It tried to hit him, but it's too far away. You've just tried leaving the battlefield. But you see how many heads they're gaining whenever they're just attacking each other. Oh, fighting more than one Greek Hydra would be an absolute nightmare. Haha. A lot of players would just be wrecked. That would just be nasty. Now that one over there finally got roasted. Where are you aiming at me again? Like, you seriously have more of a threat than me. So I'm not directly fighting you right now. In fact, that also caused you to lose a head. Okay. Sometimes they just can't sweep all the way for some reason. Like, they'll just kind of go within a certain arc and they won't sweep any further with their flames. So that happens too. Wow, that one has lost a lot of heads. It's down to 1. It's regrowing. You gotta keep those flames on it. Twilight Hydra just isn't holding on this time. Not against 3 of them. Well, that one's pretty close to... That one almost bit it. Just chasing him around. Oh my gosh. Just trying to keep up with him can be a bit of an issue. Oh, direct hit. Direct flamage. This one is probably toast. That one was toast. Is there only one left? Is there only one of the Greek Hydras left? Nope, there's 2. There's a green and a brown one. That one just took some serious hits. But their regen is legend. Literally. Ooh, but that was a big flamage. How many heads will the the Twilight Hydra cannot take down 3 of them. It is out. Can it even take down 2, I'm wondering? Because that was apparently past its limit. Of course, them attacking each other is a contributing factor. Let's put it that way. So, let's do this again. This time with only 2 Greek Hydras. Okay, so I'm going to make sure you can see it. Okay. It does like to rotate around, so yeah. That's fair. We have mortars. Ooh, direct hit. It was flaming, so it certainly lost some hits there. Oh, it's definitely chucking mortars this time. It hasn't really flamethrowered these two yet. But they haven't, like, seriously committed to going into melee range either. Oh, that one is. It's trying. It's going for it. What's up with the sudden decision to just chuck mortars? It's like, seriously? It's just going all out with the bombage. I mean, seriously, this is going nuts with the explosives. Boom. Come on. There you go. Why are you not going for it? Do I have to push you in a little bit? It might just range them to death this way. I was hoping it would actually... I know that they could fight it. They did it before. Finally, there you go. Now you're actually directly attacking the Twilight Hydra. Thank you. They're both officially doing it now. One did get demolished before it ever got to melee range. That was an interesting prediction come true. Oh, it just let loose with him that time. But this one has so many heads. How many heads you got? But it turned too quickly for me to see how many heads it has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least 8 heads? Maybe 9? It's a lot of heads. I mean, seriously, that's a tremendous number of heads. You just... You go over there and deal with him. Or her. Whichever way. Because now I can certainly say that you're fighting, so there we go. I think he can properly handle 2 of them, just not 3. Getting roasted now. He got booted out of the area and is trying to throw poison that way. But, of course, the Twilight Hydra knows how to chuck mortars. It's like, why are you doing this? You're just slowly trying to abandon the fight. You do know that'll get you just eventually mortared to death, right? You will get just eventually exploded and roasted. So go on there and just face... You have more heads than the Twilight Hydra right now. You should be able to handle this. Or at least be brave enough, going, hey, I've got more heads. I should be smarter than this thing. That's not entirely how it works, but still. Should be what you're thinking. Chris trying to get it close enough. It might not make it to close enough. Can't you at least start... there you go. You're starting to attack back now. There we go. That's better. Now I don't have to shove it anymore. Twilight Hydra, meanwhile, still has just 3 hits. It totally handled the other one. This one is now officially engaged in close quarters, vicious fighting. And managed to take off one of the heads, so we're going to be seeing another pair here. You gotta admit, the growth of the heads of the Twilight Hydra just seems more dramatic. I mean, it just pops out with a roar and everything. Like, I'm officially angry. But this one is like, you can lose track so easy. It's like, zip, there's a head. Of course, it does up the firepower of the poison, because each head of the Greek Hydra is individually shooting poison attacks. Might be hard to notice, but you can tell the blast is a bit broader whenever it has more heads. So it's more like a poison spray. But you know what I mean. And another head went down, so another 2 came up. And of course the Twilight Hydra is now madder than ever. Well, this thing now has only 2 heads left. It's like, what happened? I lost so many heads. Is it just me, or does this thing lose its aggro more easily? I think that's part of the problem. they just wander around if they get knocked too far. And because the Twilight Hydra just has colossal knockback whenever it does its spin around, that it just totally just flings them all out of the battlefield. So, I mean, normally this wouldn't be a problem, but apparently we have extenuating circumstances. You just finally get close enough to face the Twilight Hydra, or it will barrage you completely into defeat from there. Now it can actually hit it with fire. Just trying to get it close enough to do something again. For some odd reason, they like not doing anything whenever they're far away. You'd think they'd remember who they were fighting, but sometimes some mobs don't. Now it's all up in the Twilight Hydra until, whoop, you get knocked away by the tail. Again, that tail knockback, or that tail swat, is more like tail sweep, is just enormous. Again, lesser version of Mobzilla. With Mobzilla, you'd be relocated to another biome, pretty much. At least this guy only sends you back about 10 or so blocks. Okay, now they're really going at it. I had to remind the Greek Hydra what it was doing. Okay, now it's got plenty of heads. It's really going at it now with that poison spray. How short is your aggro range? Seriously, you just totally lost it again. I mean, are you really... Maybe the Greek Hydra is short-sighted? Like, nearsighted? Because it seems to have no idea... To be perfectly fair, not everything has the aggro range of a zombie, but still... You'd think, as a mini-boss / boss fight, that the Greek Hydra would have a longer aggro range, but no. And right now it only has one head left, and it wasn't doing so well, so yeah. Again, the winner is Twilight Hydra, this time with a much bigger margin than it had, ironically, with the first one. So, apparently the Greek Hydras have certain issues that can really make them just get wailed on by mortars from afar by the Twilight Hydra, so that's a thing. Anyhow, I guess I'll be taking care of this guy in a few moments. But yeah, that's it for now, because we can see now that the Twilight Hydra it takes at least three Greek Hydras possibly knowing what in the world they're doing to take it down. But one certainly isn't enough, and two was not much of a difference. And yeah, he definitely wants butt roast right now. Because he's totally trying to warm mine up. Luckily, this is fireproof armor. But it bounced off and hit him in the face. See, this is why you shouldn't attack creative mode players with awesome armor. It doesn't work out very well, Twilight Hydra. I'm just telling you. Anyhow, I'll be logging off for now, so hope to hear from you all later. Bye for now, everybody, and remember, there will be more mob battles.